Hey guys, welcome to the third episode of my series that is now still unfortunately called Voodoo Land, but yeah, as soon as I find a better name, I'm gonna change it, of course, but you really gotta help me with this, so leave it in the comments if you have a good idea for it, and I'll pick one as fast as I can, because Voodoo Land, seriously, I don't want to be known for that name, so we have to change it fast, but yeah, in this episode I'm just gonna finish up a couple of things. So in the first place, I'm gonna add the African masks to the entrance building, finally. Put them as much in there as I can, almost everywhere. I really want them to be a prominent part of this park as a decoration. They have to be everywhere. There have to be faces staring at you from every corner, because I really don't want this to look like just another tropical park. It has to look as voodoo as I can make it, but these masks are a big part of that, so I finally put them in here, and I think they look pretty good with the points where I put them. I'm also gonna finish up the shop, the little tiki restaurant thingy that I have there. I'm gonna add some details on the front too. I'm gonna finish up the building, and then maybe in the next episode I can finally just put in some foliage, because foliage makes things always better. So yeah, I'm just gonna finish up this shop and make the other side of the entrance building look the same as the front, and finishing up some stuff. Not really starting anything new yet, because I feel like this is still too not finished. So yeah, I think these little barred windows work really well for the theme that I have got going. It's really hard not to make it look fairy tale, and the windows make or break it, together with the decorations and the masks, of course. But yeah, I think these little barred gritty windows work really well. I'm glad I have them. But yeah, I'm trying to find a way to make this building match the entrance building, but not exactly be the same. I'm still looking for a style for this park. It's just really hard to make it not look fairy tale, so in the entrance building and these little shops, I am still looking for it, but later on, if I'm gonna build the entrance area, like something that's gonna be a main street, but not really a main street, because have you ever seen a main street in a tropical park? But yeah, anyway, so yeah, I'm copying around the shop. Gonna put another shop in there, because you don't want to have two of the same next to each other, of course. So yeah, I'm just closing up the sides and making the paths a little bit better. And as you can see by the paths, I was planning on a main street. I wanted to make like maybe a lot of colorful style buildings or something, but in the end I decided that wouldn't really work, because I didn't want it to look like a city at all. I wanted to more make it look like a village, or a little bit of a tribe in a jungle, so the main street wasn't really gonna work. So later on, I'm just gonna remove this entire path street I made, and I think I'm gonna make a circle out of it. I don't know yet, you'll see later. Maybe in the next episode. So yeah, here you see me putting another African mask above the other shop, because it shouldn't look exactly the same, of course. So yeah, it's just a lot of detailing and replacing stuff that I wasn't happy with, and you're gonna see me do this a lot, because I'm still debating about the style a little bit at this point. So there's a big chance you'll see me removing and placing stuff again, and it's probably not gonna end up looking like it looks now, but I'm gonna give you some cinematic shots for when it's finally done. But I didn't really want to put cinematic shots in for half-finished buildings or something that I wasn't really sure was gonna stick yet, so I haven't really done that right now, but when this entrance area is done, I'll give you some pretty cinematic shots, so you can see what it looks like as a whole. So yeah, I'm just, you know, switching back and forth to see what exactly I did on the other side, because I want it to match, because yeah, it's the same building, of course. So you see me flipping the camera around a lot, so I'm sorry for that if it makes you nauseous or something, but yeah, I had to do it, so. But yeah, when I'm done doing that, I'll do some foliage and make a little bit of a fence for the walk up on the other side of the entrance, because yeah, I wanted to make it really closed off and not as open as it is now, because I don't want them to see, you know, empty space, because that would, one, really look ugly in the cinematic shots, and two, be not very, very realistic. So I do want to make sure it's closed off enough. So I'm gonna make a pretty high up fence that is really detailed. But for now I'm just copying around the things I have on the other side. At this point I think it looks really good. I'm really happy with it. How the entrance building turned out. It's not exactly the kind of gritty treehouse jungle style I wanted the rest of the park to be like, but at the same time it's an entrance building, so it has to look like an entrance building. You have to be able to recognize it as, you know, a solid building, so it wouldn't be very logical if I made something like a treehouse out of it, you know. That's probably gonna happen in another section of the park, but for now I just wanted to have a solid building. So yeah, here you see me placing more masks everywhere as much as I can, because yeah, you know, I'm pretty proud of how they turn out in the end. And this one doesn't really fit where it's at right there, so I just have to, you know, delete the entire thing. I think the red one looks more Chinese than it does African, but at the same time I didn't really want to stick this entire thing to like one area or one kind of theme, you know. I just I want it to be as diverse as I can, so it's not geographically or historically correct, but you know, at least it's interesting. So you're gonna see a lot of African stuff, you're gonna maybe see a lot of Indonesian stuff, or you know, something that I, maybe just stuff that I made up all by myself without any kind of historical references. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the really fairy tale kind of voodoo subject. I wanted to make it a little bit logical, but at the same time it has to be interesting, you know, and I don't want to limit my creativity with historical facts. So yeah, it's gonna be really random, but you know, if you have a problem with that, let me know and I'll try to be more realistic. But at this point I just, you know, like how the buildings just worked out, and I think it's, the theming is kind of cool. So just placing some lights everywhere. You know, I try not to light it up too much, because you know, I think that if you use too much lights it just kind of breaks each other, and yeah, I want it to be a bit gloomy and a bit dark, so you know, at this point I really have a hard time figuring out what to say in these recordings, so I really want to record because I think it's way more interesting to listen to a thought process, but well, first of all, English isn't my native language, and I know that isn't supposed to be a problem because you have some awesome YouTubers on the subject of Planet Coaster that do commentaries that aren't, you know, English or American, but for me it's just really hard because I'm not really that great at making commentaries. I really had a hard time figuring out what to say, and you know, I just keep on rattling and then I listen back to myself and it's just like, is that interesting to hear? So I want to ask you guys if you find it annoying how I speak, or what do you want me to say, you know? Do you want me to explain what I'm doing, or do you want me to talk about anything else? I could do Q&As. Well, I don't think it's that interesting at this point because I'm not that popular, but just I want to know from you guys, what do you want me to do with these videos? I could just, you know, shut the hell up and put some music under there, but I read everywhere that people don't really like to just watch. They want to know what the process was, so I'm trying to do that as best as I can, but yeah. I'm having a hard time with this, so please help me out, let me know. So yeah, now I'm doing the fence thing that I was talking about. I'm trying to make a little, you know, monkey head to put a light on. I think it worked out pretty fine in the end. I didn't record everything, sadly, because yeah, you know, the same disk space issue that I had before, but in the cinematics shots you'll see how it turned out, and I think it looks pretty funny. So yeah, that's about it for this episode, I think. I'll see you in the next one, and you know, like, subscribe, be nice, and I'll see you later.